guys, editing me here. I am wearing the full-on second outfit ensemble type thing. Basically, I don't have an intro for this video. I thought I introed this video, but apparently I lost the clip for it or something. But this is the intro for the petticoat video. Today we're going to be making a petticoat. This is for my 18th century project. This will be the second video. I actually finished both of these petticoats a while ago, but I still haven't gotten the finish edited or anything yet. So hopefully I will get these out to you soon. I have this one and multiple other videos too. I'm using this pattern by J.P. Ryan. It has all of the things, and I'm making all of the things except the shift. I already made that, but I'm making all of the other things. Yeah, we're gonna make the petticoat. I need to read over the instructions and such for the petticoat. Okay, so this is what's happening. Hi, we're cutting out the petticoat, under-petticoat, and I'm just following the instructions. I now have my two rectangles cut out. I am using the pinking shears. My actual sewing scissors don't work, and I figured it would keep the seams from having to be finished. Not that I was really going to finish them anyways, but it keeps them from fraying. So I was like, I'll just use my fingers. Hey guys, so I've been sewing the petticoat. So I sewed all of both the side seams, and I pressed them open, and I pressed the edges of the pocket opening. And now what I'm doing is I'm sewing this down. I'm not bothering to not make it show on the other side. Honestly, I can't be bothered to do that. But I've already done the other side. This is what it looks like from the outside. And then I did a bar tack on this part, so it won't completely come off. It's kind of a ratchet looking bar tack, but it's fine. Oh, okay, I finally finished this freaking pocket hole. It's now 9 o'clock. Basically, hand sewing this is great for the most part, but I absolutely hate sewing the bar tacks. Oh my gosh. It's like my fingers, it's done a number on my fingers, and it's like really hard to do. Hey guys, so I just pleated this. I actually did it backwards. I was thinking that I was pleating the front, but I did it on the wrong side, so now it's just the back, because it basically turned into the back, because now it's inverted back there, basically. So it's kind of nice. Like, I don't have to undo this, because I really don't want to have to undo this and redo it all over again, because pleating takes a little bit of time. It really wasn't that bad to pleat this, but I don't want to have to do it all over again. But I just have to remember when I do the front to do it correctly this time instead of incorrectly, or do it the opposite from what this is done. So basically, I pleated it from this side, the inside, because that's where all of the that's where the fabric was to pleat, because the waistband is on the outside, right? So I have to remember on this side just to do it the opposite as I did on this side, and do like basically an inverted pleat on this side, which on the other side will be above. I wanted to come in and say it's officially midnight, and I finally finished one half of the petticoat. I sewed the waist down, and then I tacked it down in the back, or I, whip stitched it. So this is technically the back, but so I know you can't see this, but I must have measured wrong or something, because this is way too long. Like, way too long. It like goes past the floor. Also, it's hard to do this without the ties on. So I'm like trying to, hold this up. But it's definitely way too long. But I'm trying to figure out how much shorter I should make it, and it's not succeeding very well. Oh wait, I think I got it. Okay, maybe like that. So I don't know how you can't see the bottom of this, but it's looking really cool minus the legs. So now I just need to mark. I'm gonna make a mark of where I want this to stop. Alright, I've pinned the skirt on the petticoat onto Victoria. So perfect. But now what I need is this thing. I was going to measure from the waistband down, so I suppose I might actually need this thing. Hey everyone, I am back with the finished under-petticoat. I just put the ties in. We've got the slits here for the pockets and such, and it's all hemmed. I finished the hem tonight, and it's actually pretty decent length. When I was cutting it, I guess I measured it correctly, but it's a pretty decent length. I mean, it maybe could be a tiny bit shorter just because it is the under petticoat, but it's still fine. This obviously won't be worn over top of a sweatshirt, so it'll probably, be better with the other items that'll be underneath of it. Hello everyone, it's officially Monday. Today it is time to sew the next petticoat. First off, it's like 12 o'clock, so I'm probably going to eat lunch soon. I didn't do anything this morning because I was lazy, and yeah, I was just lazy, essentially. But my plan is to work on this. I have this amazing blue wool fabric from Burnley and Trowbridge, and my order of extra boning for my stays is supposed to come today, so maybe I'll work on that today as well. But my plan for today is to continue the stays as long as that package actually comes today. It says it's supposed to be ordered today, so and then this. So first things first, I'm actually going to measure the current petticoat that I made, the under petticoat that I just finished last night. I'm going to measure that and then take my measurement based off of that for this one. I'm going to make it a little bit longer, but I'm going to use that measurement because when I tried to measure myself for the under petticoat, it was way too long. So I'm just going to measure the under petticoat so that, I know that it's going to be the right one. Front and back pieces. Next, I have to sew the side seams and the slits. Basically, this is the same exact instruction as the other petticoat, so I am not going to go through all the detail. I'm just going to do it, and then you can see the final result. So I have a sewing tip for you. If you're sewing a long seam and you want your thread to be really long, but it gets tangled super easily, my tip is to make an extra long piece of thread, wax it, all of that, whatever you do to it, and then once you get it on your needle, basically make it so that it's almost, I don't know if you can see this, but this is a single line all the way up to like right about there, and then it's doubled the rest of the way, so it's actually super long, but it takes me shorter amount of time to pull it through, and it doesn't get as tangled because the end of the string is all the way down here, so it's almost like it's double thread, but it's really not. I'm still using a single thread, but I've just got this all the way down here, and then once I get to the point where it starts going into this line, then I take it out a little bit, move the needle up a little bit, and then I just keep doing that until I used up all this thread. But it helps me get a lot longer piece of thread and have me less having to get more thread out to finish seams and things like that. So I don't know if that's a good tip for you, but it works for me. Basically just to have like a double thread so that it's extra long, but it's not getting as tangled as it would be if it was even longer. Now yes, it's still long, so it does still tend to get tangled sometimes, but it's less likely to, and it's also less likely to get tangled because it has beeswax all over it. So just a tip if you're hand sewing. So actually sewing, just like picking up one thread with this wool, it is so easy. Oh my gosh, trying to do this, like pick up one thread with like the cotton, for instance, is so much more annoying, but it was really easy and it went quickly because of, I guess this is like a sort of a tweed or something like that, but it's just super easy to pick up one thread so you don't see it on the other side, and that's just so nice, and I'm so glad because obviously I don't want to see it on the other side, but I also don't want this to take me forever and ever, so I'm really glad that that was easy to do on this fabric. Now we're on to the pleating process. I believe that's the next thing, so I'm gonna pleat this up at the waistband, sew it all together, and then we have the ties in the head. Alright guys, so I just want to mention a few things. I've been sewing the waistband and, pleating. Obviously half of it isn't pleated, but I did pleat one half and I'm sewing this half before I pleat this half because it took a lot of pins to put in this pleated half here, so I figured I would wait till I'm done with this half to pin up this half, just for pins' sake, I suppose. But two small downsides of this is, first off, every time I go through the fabric, I have to go through one time like this, and then come out where I want, and come up where I want through the fabric, and then go down where I want, because if I try to do the method of like putting it down and coming up, it will create like a super large stitch because this fabric is so thick that I can't really do that with this fabric. It's not really that big a deal because honestly it's fine. I'm just back stitching and it's not really bothering me that much, but it would be kind of quicker if I could do it the other way. The other small thing that it still looks fine from the outside, so I guess it's not really that big a deal, but when I pleated the under-petticoat, all of the pleats were like next to each other. In this one they overlap. I don't know if you can see that, but they majorly overlap because there was so much fabric. I was trying to pleat them next to each other like I did for the other one, and I was like, there's a bunch of extra fabric here, and I was like, guess I'm pleating them on top of each other basically. So it's not bad, it looks fine on the outside, and I guess that just means there's more pleating happening, which gives it more fullness or whatever, which is nice. But I guess the difference between this one and the other one, I guess, is that the fabric is probably wider, and that's why that's happening, because the waistband is still the same size. I wanted to show you this because I'm kind of like proud of myself a little bit, pricking myself with my needle, but I don't know if you can see the stitches on this thing, but they are tiny, tiny stitches. Like, I kind of made them tiny, like half on purpose, half on not. It's mostly because I have to go through, like, through this way, like that, and because of that, it helps make them super tiny. I mean, I could make them bigger if I needed to or wanted to, but because I'm doing that, it kind of just automatically helps me make them small, because I'm trying to come up near the point where I went down, and I always end up really close, so it makes it really small. And then when I go down through the little gap, it just makes a really tiny stitch. So I don't know, I'm kind of impressed with how tiny these stitches are. Obviously this way does take longer, but it's working, and I'm almost finished with this set. Hey guys, excuse the crazy bun, but I just got back from babysitting, and I wanted to show you the progress I made this morning. I pinned up this whole section and I was starting to sew it. So right now I'm going to finish that process of sewing this. But yeah, like I said before, this is a really easy project. It's only taking me longer to do because I'm hand sewing one and because I'm not just sitting here doing it all back to back. Like, you know, I have to do other things in between, or I have to do, you know, babysitting and that type of thing. So it's a super easy project, and if you just sat down and did it all in one sitting, you could probably get it done pretty quickly, especially if you were doing it on machine. So this is infuriating. I sewed this wrong. The whole thing is inside out, and I sewed the waistband on backwards, so all of the inside stitching is on the outside. I need to basically seam rip this off and switch it around. But I'm going to try to keep the pleats as much as I can, and I'm just going to take the waistband off, repleat the middle, this part because I need the box pleat on the outside, and just go from there. I have to seam rip all of this, which is going to be freaking annoying. Okay. Bad news back again. Weird lighting, sorry. It's the dress form, it's blocking the light. I took this off, that's good, right? But I had to undo all the pleats. Basically, I tried to take it off, keeping the pleats in, and the pleats just kept coming undone from the pins that I pinned into them, and I was like, and then I was like, the pleats are backwards anyways, so it's probably best that I just redo them anyways, right? So it's fine. I just need to make sure I put right sides to right sides instead of wrong side to right side. Use this head of mine. That's what I need to do. So we're gonna sew this again. I could be doing the hem right now. Alright, petticoat numero duo. Also, I just finished the stays. Literally just finished them. It's very exciting. But now I get to hem this, so I need to figure out where I want this to fall. Working women would not have had their skirts too terribly long. They would have had them a little on the shorter side because, you know, they were working women. You don't want your skirts to get in the way. So right now it's not really touching the floor, but it's just barely not touching the floor, and it is going past the under petticoat right now. But also I have to hem it, so it's going to take a couple inches off anyways. But I think for the most part, I might just make it a smidgen, like cut off a little bit. But I think for the most part, I just want to see how much we have on the under petticoat. If I'm holding this up correctly, we have about this much from the under petticoat, so I could take some off. It should be fine. Okay, so I have just decided that I'm hemming it like this. So I'm hemming the back right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hem the back, and I'm going to go from there. I'm going to hem the whole back piece. If you want a tip from me, if you're sewing or doing any project really, and you're watching something, you should watch Merlin, because need I say more? You should just watch Merlin. It's the best show in existence. It's hilarious. It's amazing. It's Merlin by BBC, and you have to get past the first episode because you might be weirded out by the first episode if you've never seen the show. But once you get past the first episode, then you'll understand how amazing it is, and you'll just want to keep watching it.
and you'll fall in love with it, like I did.
Hello everyone, it's Friday night, it's like 11 o'clock or past or something, and I just got back from work. I thought I'd give you an update or an ending outro to this video because I officially finished the petticoat. I finished it this morning before I went to work. I did the hemming, the rest of the hemming. I think it was last night. Last night I did half the hemming, and then this morning I finished the other half. It actually went really quickly. It was like literally a minute before I had to leave, or like a couple minutes before I thought I had to leave, and I was like starting this trying to get it done, and I did, but then I didn't end up leaving for like another 10 minutes or something. But anyways, I finished the petticoat, outer petticoats, and overall I would say this was a pretty quick project. It took me a couple of days to get to the hemming, or a day I should say, to get to the hemming, but other than that it took pretty quick. If I was to start this in the morning on one day and then work on it all day, I think I could get this done easily, maybe even less than a day, but officially done, and now we can move on to the short jacket, and I'm really excited. My next plan of attack is to look at the instructions and cut out the pattern for the short jacket and work on the short jacket this week. That's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Feel free to like, subscribe, comment down below, all of that. And if you're into books, check out my other channel, also linked below. And I will see you in the next one. I hope this inspired you to go into your own segment. Bye.